Peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you. Hello, programmers. Welcome to the Understand It Simply channel with Sama Ibrahim. In today's video, we will learn step-by-step important tools in Excel that will save you time and effort, such as text functions, decision, and logic functions, ways to deal with errors, and data cleaning tools. We will also learn how to remove duplicates or duplicate data. We will also learn how to use flash fill and text to columns together. Inshallah, we will apply everything we've learned on real data in the video. By the end of the video, you'll notice yourself being able to apply everything step by step, as if you're a professional who's been using Excel for years. I don't want to take more of your time. Let's get started. But before we start, I encourage you to say Bismillah and send blessings upon the Messenger of Allah. Peace and blessings be upon him. Let's begin. Let's come here, for example, and start putting data like anything, honestly. For example, I'll write 80 here followed by 123, which is my ID in the company. Okay, great, Sama. And I found that I need to print or make a report or whatever. What will I do with the first tool I have? How will I do it? I have that I want to deal with my text or anything. Do you need from the right or from the left? No, that's on the left. The IT is on the left. Okay, so what are we going to use? I'll start using the function or method called left. What do I start? What do I write here? Left. Great, Sama, and then I open. I suppose I want to take from the syntax here. It asks me what text do you want. Is it logical for me to write it here? No, it's not logical. But what is logical for me to do? To tell him it's in which cell. Which cell is this? What? Either I write it myself or I click on it like this and it will start writing it for me. Then it asks me, what is the number of characters you want with you? I want the first two, right? Which is the T, which is my IT department. So I'll start writing 2 for it, and then we'll press enter, and I'll find it printed 80 here for me. Okay, great, Sama. Okay, suppose, Sama, that we need to print the last thing, which is itself, and which is these numbers. How do we do it? The same idea? Let's, for example, write another example here like my name. I'll start writing here, Sama, and then I'll say 123, for example. Okay, beautiful, Sama. I want to print the last 3 here. Do I want to put them here? 1,234. And with a space? No, I can use another function. How do we do it, guys? Who knows it? I'll start saying here equal, and after equal, I'll start using right. I'll start writing it here. What is this right that appeared? Okay, great, Sama. The right asks me for the text, and I can write it here. Either I can click on it or simply type it. Write it myself. I'll write here BB1. Did it highlight it for me? He said, yes, exactly this one. And then I'll tell it I want the last 3 characters. So I'll say here enter, and it will give me 123. So how is that? That we can extract or separate part of our text using either left or right. Okay, suppose, Sama, that you want to print something in the middle like what, for example. Let's, for example, give a closer example to reality. I'll write here, for example, abbreviation or employee, and then I'll make a dash and write the date, for example, 2000. 25 dash, write anything, and then advise, for example, what? His ID, which is, for example, what? Okay, 011, for example. Is that, for example, his ID? Okay, great, Sama. I want to take from this part that you see, I want to start printing the year 2025. I want to know, for example, in which year this employee was appointed. From all the employees I have in this department, for example, I want to print the middle part. Okay, how do we start printing it? I'll come here now, and I'll start using the function called what? What do we want? We want the middle. We want in the middle? Right here. After that, Sama. He wants me to specify the text. I'll start clicking here for him. He'll tell me C1, and I'll say exactly, and he'll ask me, what's the start? And what's your end or the number of characters? I'll start here and then come over here. Where do I want to start from? If we count together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want it to start from the 5th one, so the 5 is included. So I'll tell it here 5. After the 5, how many characters do you want to take? Here I'm at the 5th character. How many do I want? How many do I want? 1234, meaning from 5 it starts counting. 6, 7, 8. We reach them from the start. Okay, how many characters do I want with it? I'll start. I'll tell him 4 because I just want to take the date. Okay, after that we'll press enter and I'll find 2025. Okay, how did he get it? Sama, look with me. Here I counted from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It started with 5 and took it with me. And then asked for 4, so it's 5678. I took those 4 with it, so we can now know using the method we have here. Okay, now we know how to extract whether from the right, left, or in the middle. Okay, Sama, I want to know the number of characters present here. Why? You want to know them? Why? Well, Sama, for example, I'm comparing two things, or maybe I want to make sure of something. Let's take a practical example. I'll start coming here, and I'll start writing a phone number, for example. And I'll start writing any number. What will it be? Consisting of 11 digits. What do I want to say here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Add another number. So now it's 11 digits. I want to make sure that everyone entering these numbers has 11 digits. Why is it here, Sama? It took out the 0 for you. I'll tell you why it automatically removes the 0 here. Firstly, because Excel treats the contents inside a cell as numbers, and the number on the left is of no value to it. 0 on the left means no value. That's why it removed it. So, Sama, how do we solve this problem? We have more than one way. Either change the cell type to text or put it between double quotes or single quotes, or simply don't put the 0. Okay, great, I'll count it as it is, assuming they are 10 digits. I want to check these numbers. Are they 10 or not? What will I use? At that time, will I use touch? Okay, how do we do it? We write equal len. No power nor strength except with Allah. Okay, len, and then? So what do we put? The len. I'll press here on the cell saying yes, calculate it for me. It said equal to 10, 10. So this cell indeed contains a phone number consisting of 10 digits. Of course, adding 0 without the 0. And now another method just came to my mind. What can we do? What I can do is put a 0 between double quotes and then start adding the value that contains the actual numbers for the employees. For the students, regardless, these numbers will still be valid. Okay, so now we know how to handle whether it's a part or understand the touch. What else? I want to do a search. I want to make sure, for example, that it must be present in the email. Is there an email without @ Sama? I want to make sure, so come here to the cell here. For example, I'll start writing. Let's assume this is not my email, but I'll assume, for example, I'll start writing here a year. Mail.com. Okay, great, Sama. Okay, I want to make sure that it indeed contains @. How can I do this using the search? What will I start writing? I'll start writing equal here. Equals. And then I'll type the word search that appeared in front of us. Okay, you wrote search. It's asking you what do you want. Do you want it here in this one? Can I click on it and select it? Or that I write it as I told you? Okay, after I wrote it, what do I actually want to search for? I want to search for @. But there's just one small point. At the beginning, we actually write the thing we want to search for. And you'll see it's labeled below as find text. Okay, I'll come here and tell it that I want to search for the @ sign. And I'll start entering the "ah" here. Okay, so after the "ask," where is it? I'll start, choose its location here, and I'll start telling it to see if it is there or not. Did it show up here? It said yes, it's present at 5. Let's count the characters. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? Here, I was really able to identify the location. Okay, now I want to do a search for the letter A. My name, for example, the letter S. And we'll start coming here. And I'll start writing the name, and I'll tell it, and I'll start telling it enter. It told me the first character is the letter S. Okay, everyone, if I came. Here I am lowercase s. Okay, if I came here and wrote it capital and said search, it will still say 1. Okay, let's change the S here. And I'll start here. I'll start here with a capital S, good. Nice, Samar. And then I accidentally deleted it. No problem. I'll start writing my search here, and I'll start telling it to search for lowercase s. About inheritance, lowercase, and I'll start telling it here in this place. I'll start pressing enter. I'll start pressing enter. It will still say at the first okay. Oh, Sama, what do you want us to understand here? Here, I want to explain to you that our search function is case insensitive. What does that mean? Meaning, it doesn't get affected by it, whether this letter is capital or small. No, for us, both are the same. Okay, Sama, is this a problem to begin with? If I'm really searching for something that is capital or small letter, or I'm specifically searching for the capital letter, what will we do then? I'll tell you, but after we get to know the other function, which is considered its sister, which is the find function. Okay, let's put it next to it here and say equal. And I'll start using my find function. I want to write here, find, which I have, and after find, I start saying what I want to search for. Like the search function and its siblings, I'll start here next to search, and I'll tell it, please find the "ah." Where is it, Miss Sama? I entered it here and pressed enter, and it told me again that the position is 5, correct? Right like the other one. Okay, I want to search for S. I'll start saying here equal find, and then I'll start telling it to find S for me. And I wrote him the code, and then I went. I told him what is here. And then I returned. No, I pressed enter first. Okay, nice talk. Okay, if I said equal find or not again, because of time, if I came here and changed this capital S to small s and pressed enter. And what appeared? Why? Didn't he find it? Or why? Didn't it bring it up for me, as it appeared in the other one? I want you to stop the video and think with me. Okay, I will tell you because the search here is not case sensitive or doesn't affect the capital or small. But the find is exactly the opposite. It is case sensitive, meaning the capital S is different from the small s, right? Capital is different from small. So if, in your work, it's important for you to distinguish between capital and small letters, then we use find. But if you're not concerned about case sensitivity or you want something that treats them as the same, you use search, capital, right? Will you be able to use search? Okay, nice. This is about search and find. Okay, let's move on to another part, which is the logical functions part. What's up, Sama? The logical functions part that we have, which simply finds it in conditions, not just in if, but finds it in other things. Let's start to learn about them. Guys, I want to check, for example, I will write. Here, for example, a number. For example, 40. Okay, that's fine. This is, for example, a student's grade, but 40 is very bad. But okay, let's assume he got 40, and I want to check, is he successful or failed? How do I do this too? Very simply, we already know it, right? We write equal EF, and I start to open the bracket and start writing. I want to know if I want to remain successful or failed. I mean, I will start writing my condition for him. So I will start telling him to check the grade that is in G1, right? He said yes to me. I will tell him if it is greater than 50, and I will start to tell him here. What? Greater than 50. At that time, he will be successful. So I will do copy and write the value of successful nice. I will start writing for him here. What? Look, okay. If he's failed, what should I write for him first? He failed. Nice. Very good, Sama. Let's hit it. Enter. He told me, of course, he completely failed. Okay, nice, Sama. Okay, Samar, what if I don't want to write it this way? What do you mean? And I mean that I want to write for each grade or for each degree, how will it be done? I mean, for example, greater than 90, that's getting excellent or getting an A, or getting what? Ah, the 80 is a B, and so on. How can we do this? Let's get to know its sister, which is called IFS, right? Is there something called that? Yes, it's called IFS. So how do we use it? It's very simple, the same idea as F. I will start to write here equal, but instead of F, I will use IFS, okay? Then I will start writing more than one logic test, as you see. Logic test 1, logic test 2, and so on. Okay, very nice. How will we write it? What do I want to check for? I want to check the student's grades, but more than one thing, like for example, the one coming up. My eyes on what is above. The 80? So it gets a B and so on. Okay, how will we write this, Sama? Very simply, here, which is G1, I will start checking. I will say to him if G1 is greater than or equal to. At 90, keep it for me. At that point, what should I assign it? So I will start coming here and write what? I will start writing here, what is my A grade? Okay, nice, Sama. Okay, if the G is here, which is present, I will start saying if G is greater than or equal to 80. What will we print then? At that point, we will print B. So I'll come here and write, please print it as B. If it's greater than 70, same idea, I stop here and say to him if it's greater than or equal to 70, what will it get then? Actually, if you think about it, at that point it will be a C, right? Of course, I won't do it with you now, but it's the same idea with the B grade. For example, you could be sitting here thinking, right? 60-50, but we don't have anyone scoring less than 70. Okay, nice, I will write then what if G is less than 70. At that time, what have you reached? That's it, you're considered failed with us. So I'll do that and then I'll start writing for him. Unfortunately, you or failed. Nice, Sama. And I will go and close it here. We should print 40 because it is failed. Let's press enter and I found it printed for me that it is indeed closed or failed. Okay, very nice, Sama. Okay, I want to show you something also important because if anyone encounters this problem, there is just a small issue. If you come here and make it single code. Come, let's start doing it with you. What is it? single quote, and then I'll come here and do it as a single quote here. Everything else stays the same. And when you press enter, it will show you an error. Okay, great, Sama. Why Sama? Don't we usually need it here? The double? All right, got it. That's it regarding this point. Just because someone fell into it. After I explained this part, I used to check on them and see how they did it. So I found someone saying, what's this result? He said, engineer, I have it exactly as you did, and there's no problem. As soon as I looked at it, I understood and asked him, are you using the single here? Is it the single quote, not the double quote? Okay, great, Samar. So regarding writing more than one condition. Now we want to know the difference between an and or okay. If I came here, guys, and made an example, I would write, of course, equal and write the word end, okay. Now, guys, if I write more than one logic, they all have to be true to give us a true value. Like, for example, if I want to see the accepted people with me in the company. Okay, great, Sama. So I'll start checking all the things I need that they must have. Like what, Sama? Like, for example, does he have a bachelor's degree, for instance? For example, he must be a graduate of a computer science college, whether it's engineering or computer science. He must be a graduate of a part of engineering and, for example, have a diploma and so on. So I want all of these they must have, so all of these must be true, right? At that time, we resort to using and. Okay, let's do it with something simple like the 40 we have here. I want to make sure, so I will start writing here. After, and I'll start telling him, see this G1? I will tell him, I want it to be greater than. Okay, I wrote it again. I will tell him, I want it to be greater. I want it to be greater than 50. And at the same time, for example, write another logic like this one. And I will start saying that this one should also be greater than 40, for example. So guys, will any of these turn out to be true? Or is it false? Naturally, Sama, false. Actually, both of them are false. Okay, great. So if I come here and modify this and say that it should be less than. Okay, so this is less than 50. Okay, let's press enter. It'll still give me false because the second condition is false, so it will return false. Okay, let's change this and we will start. And I will start saying that it is also less than, and let's press enter. So both are less than and give me true immediately. Okay, why is it true, Sama? Because both met the condition. Okay, very nice. Let's start writing together. The second condition, what is the second condition, which is using or? I'll start saying here equal or. Okay, what is the difference between and or? If only one thing is achieved, then everything is accepted. Okay, what's the idea behind this, Sama? Like, for example, if I said what? For example, I said to my sister when she was coming, I told her, please, I want you to bring me a type of fruit. And she asked, what fruit, Sama? I told her, orange or banana or apple or anything else or kiwi. That's okay. If she came and brought me an apple, that's fine. She brought you kiwi. That's okay. She brought me this. That's okay. She brought me mango. No, that's not okay. So if any of the things I requested are present, you're okay. What if she didn't bring anything? No, at that time, what are you to me? Thank you. You failed for me. You didn't bring anything. I gave you more than one option, and you found an impossible option. Okay, guys, that's the idea of or. So let's remember that. And for me is about work-related things that must be present, and if something is missing, it won't work. Am I rejected or excluded from this job? Okay, the idea of or is about siblings bringing us something from outside. I told him if you didn't find, for example, a banana, bring me guava. If you don't find guava, bring me cantaloupe. If you don't find cantaloupe, bring me watermelon, and so on. We give them lots of options, and if just one of them is fulfilled, that's fine. For me, I will let you into the house. Okay, what if you didn't bring anything? Me? Thank you. Then go and stay at your aunt's, that's it. Okay, is this the same idea? I will also start doing it with you. The same idea? I will start standing here and tell him, if this is less than 50, it is indeed less than 50. This is a condition that has been fulfilled, and I will start taking this and tell him, if this is greater than 50, of course, it is not greater than 50, I will press. When I press enter, why does it give me true? Because at least one of them has been fulfilled. But if I change this from less than to greater than, it will give me false because neither condition has been met. So that's the difference between or and. Okay, let's move on to another part, which is the error part, or how we handle the error or how we manage the error we have. Okay, how do we do this? What? Also, is it part of the IF family? Okay, let's see how we will do it. I will start writing an equalif, and you will find that a scenario has appeared for us, which is what? This is an error. Okay, fine, let's write it together. Yes. Beautiful error. And then the fish. I'm starting. I want to check, for example, what should I say? I want to say, for example, if there's a divergence between G1 and D, which is approximately E5, I want to tell him if an error appears to handle it with an error handler in case of division, and just write to him, for example, what is it? That you have a problem with the division, or we can write it in a better way, like what? A division error or any clear message that shows the program user what the problem is. In the division sign or the division operation you have. Okay, how do we do this? The sky? And why do we do it instead of letting him see an error? By the way, guys, we took this in Python. We're taking a Python course together. I told you, for example, instead of displaying an error like 0 division or a problem with 0, he won't understand. Or, for example, it shows him what and keeps saying what, because what are you showing me here? Surely, people who are far from this part won't understand. For example, I'm a manager in the company, and he wants a report, and suddenly not applicable shows up in the report. What is this, engineer? He's a person specialized in business and things related to other things, work away from work, so he surely doesn't understand my work. That's why my work, which I understand, I must make clear in a way that he understands. Okay, great, because of that he brought me to the company. So what will I start writing here? If error, and after the if error, I want to check, I want to tell him, well, if you find this, division on this. If an error appears in this operation, please, the message you display for me should say what? It should say that you have a problem with the division or the name, what we will display as a simple error. In a division. All right, great, Sama. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Normally 7/4, 40/10, 4. Okay, that's because there's no problem, right? Right? Okay, let's change here. We lower this and put it under this. Let's change this instead of 10. Oh, this is actually lenses. Okay, not important. Let's type it here. I'll write number 0 here. So what happens? The 0 error, and I'll start coming here where it was. It was here, right? And here I'll start telling it to use this instead of GD. Here, G is as it is, right? Instead of A4, I'll start changing it to the 1 here, which is F4. Okay, great, and I'll start pressing enter. Error in division. Why? Did it display an error message for division? Because anything divided by 0 gives me what? 0 error? Okay, very nice. Okay, let's see, guys. Sorry, I'll remove this. No, let's do it below, for example. I'll start saying here that the operation is very normal. I'll start saying this over this. And I press enter. What does it show me? It shows me a division by 0 message. Guys, if I present this message in my report to my manager, will he understand it? No, Samar. He won't understand it. That's why we can do error handling in Excel. We have a very important point and free it with 1,000 red lines because we often need it in companies where he doesn't understand this error. It's not normal for him to read the report and call you to explain it to him. It's only natural that you should already have this set up in your work. Okay, great, Sama. That's how it goes for the if error part, and it's an important part that I wanted to explain with if. Okay, what other errors might appear to you? I'd like to show you some in this point. There's something called not applicable. Okay, what is this not applicable, guys? What is this an abbreviation for? It's an abbreviation for not available. What does not available mean? It means the value you're searching for or dealing with, regardless of the operation you're performing on it. It's not there, or we can't find it. Okay, where does this appear to us? It will appear to us a lot. When we come to take the lookup, which is VLOOKUP, and these things with all its family in the upcoming videos, God willing, you'll find it appears with us a lot. So I wanted to emphasize for you that this is one of the errors that appears and some people understand it. What's this, guys? It's an abbreviation for not available, and it means I'm clarifying to you that the value you're searching for in Excel, we can't find it. It's not present. Very nice, Sama. Okay, let's continue. Let's assume, for example, that I come here and write my name. 7. Ibrahim. And I'll come between the name and Ibrahim. I'll make a big space like you see. Nice. Nice, Sama. So when we come to review our report, I want to get rid of these extra spaces. Meaning, what do you want to do? I want to do removing or erasing of any extra space or any extra space. Okay, how do we do this? In Excel, we do this using something called trim. Okay, how do we do this also? Same idea, what do we want to use? A function. As long as it's a function, we put an equal sign before it like the rest exactly. And start writing trim as it shows up. And then I'll start opening and choosing the cell for him. Very nice, and I'll start pressing enter. Will it come here? It brought me Sama Ibrahim and removed all the spaces that were between Sama and Ibrahim. Okay, beautiful. Of course, they are one lesson, meaning if we come here and stop. This one is just by itself. Okay, we gave it that by using trim or the function called trim, I can remove the extra spaces I have. Okay, Come on, Sama, let's think together about the cleaning part. What's this, Sama? Are we doing cleaning today? Yeah, the one related to the text. Okay, what? Is this cleaning, Sama? Sometimes when we start, some extra things pop up, or anything related to the break, tab, or space. All these things, I need to organize them and remove them from the data or from the text I have, completely. So how do we remove this? We do something called what? Cleaning. So the function we're going to use is called clean. Okay, how do we do this? First, let's write something like this. A sentence that contains ASCII code, because we can remove the ASCII like this, such as the space has its specific code, the tab has its specific code. All these things have specific codes, and you'll also find them on Telegram. I'll send them to you, God willing, on our Telegram page. You'll find I send you a PDF. This PDF will be made for you. The ASCII code from the first thing to the last thing and brought to you in character. They also brought the name to you and gave you judgment as well. An example we have in Excel, in case any of you don't remember, for example, the line break, what's its ASCII code? Okay, Sama, what about the line? What's its value for us? Okay, Sama, how much is the tab for us? And like that, gather all of them in a simple and easy way in a PDF file. And God willing, I'll send it to you on Telegram. Okay, great, Sama, come on, let's write here. Any example we have, let's put in some ASCII code and see how we do it. Okay, how do we do this? Sama, I want to put anything for you that might come. Let's write, for example. I will start writing here. Great, and within the clean function, let's start writing an example here. I will start here, I will start. I come, write Sama. And after writing Sama's name, I'll do this now I have. And after now, I will put it, and let's do what is in the line. We are driving it. I will say here the char, which is the character, and the line in our ASCII code, you will find 10. So I will start writing 10 here. And then I can write afterwards. Ibrahim. I can write here and open brackets and write Ibrahim here, and let's press enter. Ah, he tells me I stood exactly, yeah, all right. Okay. Okay. 27. 2, all right? Okay, fine, I'll tell him to make a correction. I'll find here that he removed Yisama Ibrahim. Okay, great, but honestly, I also want to know where the problem was. Regarding the name. I don't know.
Clean.
I am doing it. Okay, just as it was as it is. How do we write it, guys? As I told you, we write here equal clean, and then, for example, the name you want, like Sama's name. Let's write that we're going to edit it and make it Sama here. Then I do end and write caret, which is the line feed I have. Then end Ibrahim and press enter, and you'll find it displays Sama here. Ibrahim. Okay, if we want a safe space, do I come here? And then I leave a space here and press enter. You'll find there is a space between Sama and Ibrahim. So in order to process what we have or the data we have, we use the function called clean. And if you wrote something by mistake, you'll see it pop up and give you a reaction just like it did for me. A beautiful flaw. That's regarding how we do cleaning and how we remove from it any ASCII code that might exist with us, or even when people who use APIs and JSONs come, sometimes when we review data, it comes back with its Unicode, so we can also process it. Okay, that's still regarding the cleaning part. Okay, we have something called what does that mean, which is correction or something corrected. The important thing is that this proper function is used by us in Excel to make the
of each
word or the first letter of each sentence or each word. Sorry, it becomes capitalized. Okay, let's use it because we're not believing you and we want to confirm. Beautiful. Thank God, I come to write here pro. Okay? After I wrote proper, I'll start by putting my text here as usual, and then I'll write my name, but I'll make it all lowercase. Samaha. Ibrahim. And why do I come to you? Here, the S became capital and the I became capital, Sama, because our proper function capitalizes or makes the first letter of each word capital. As you see, the first word Sama made it capital. The second word Ibrahim made the first letter, which is I, capital. So how do we do this part? Using the function called. All right, very good. Okay, Sama, now we want to know how to remove it. Where is the duplicate data I have? Okay, great, come here. We have Sama Ibrahim, Sama Ibrahim, Sama Ibrahim. It repeated on its own. So come on, I'll start here and select them. I want to remove them. Where do I go? I go here to the data as we are standing. Okay, after the data, what do I do, Sama? I find in the data tools something called remove duplicate or remove repeated items. Once I click on it, it says what? Do you want me to delete the selected values in the column or what? Located here? I'll say yes, but look if you notice. These are the things that are selected, which we actually have selected items in this column. I'll start by saying okay, and I'll find here that it tells me I've deleted the two that were under each other, which is Sama, and there was another Sama here, same idea. Why? Why didn't it delete this? Because for it, there's a space here making the word different. Okay, great, Sama. So now we know how to delete duplication or duplicate items. How, Sama? If I have something, let's take this. Come, write normally. I'll leave it like this and write here Sama Ibrahim. Great, but let's keep it here, Captain. Like the other one, or it doesn't matter, that's okay. We will remove the items that are blank. Okay, I will come here and use control, and come here and use control, and come here and use control. Okay, great. What do you notice here? Do you notice here it's empty? Here it's empty, here it's empty, here it's empty. How, Sama? Can I delete the blanks that will be there? Of course, I'm talking about 34 here, but in real situations, big reports involve a lot more people. So how do I remove them? I come here and select. Do you want to select the entire column from here? Okay, I'll start selecting here. Nice. Nice, Sama. And then what will I do? I have several methods. Okay, let's take the first method, which is available here. I press here on the filter, and it starts opening the filter for me. Then I right-click and tell it no. It's not selecting the whole thing or anything like that. Select the blanks, which are the empty items. It told me, select them, so I'll say, okay, Henin, and it brought me the blank items here. I'll start clicking and choose delete from here. Did I delete them? It will start telling me delete. Yes, I'll say yes in the interaction we're in. Yes, okay. I'll come here, everyone, and find it deleted all that was here. So now we know how? We will delete the blank, the existing blank or the space that is present, or if there are blanks between my data or between my information. Okay, now I want to show you something important and I'll come back to it in a bit. This is also considered part of addiction. Third Excel here, Sama, is the flash fill that you remember. Stop the video and start writing in the comment. What do you remember about it? So what is this flash fill? Flash fill? If, for example, I have Sama Ibrahim here, right? Yes, right, Sama. Come here or come on. Put it down here. I'll start writing Sama here. And I'll start writing Ibrahim here. Nice, nice. I'll start writing here, for example, Sarah. Ahmed, that's great, Sama. And I'll start to come. I pause here. And I'll press here also from the data tools. I'll find something here called what? Flash fill. I'll start clicking on it. You'll see that it did it. What is it writing for me here? It wrote Sarah here. And here, all of them have it. It started to fill them in for me here. All of them came here. Sama. Okay, nice. If you stopped here and came here and did flash fill, it will do all of them here for you. Okay, but what is Sama in the first place? This flash fill starts seeing what we did, and it starts to follow the same criteria or method that we did. Okay, if I came here and wrote, for example, anything like Noor. Just Noor. Noor what? Osama. Noor Osama. And I came here, I can, instead of going to the data and data tools, use the shortcut, which is control. Okay, now I'll come here and press Ctrl-E, let it fill in here for me. Noor, I'll start here and press Ctrl-A. It started typing Osama here. And this is very nice. I come here and do something. I have names like these that I want to separate. So I come here, do the first two in the way I want them, and the rest of the lines, just press flash fill. You'll find them all done for you. Very nice, Sama. Is there anything else? Something important I want to tell you about. What is it? It's called text columns. I think we see it. This is it. Yes, this is it, Sama. I'll tell you. This part, if I came here, for example, I have. What will I write here, for example? I'll write Sama. After getting up after prayer, I'll write computer science, and after computer science, I'll write 25.5 years. Okay, nice. I want to separate. The text or words that are here, the asterisk means all separated. We achieve this using text columns. But there's something very important. You need to have a delimiter. What's a delimiter, Sand? What's a delimiter? It means a comma, separator, or divider, so there needs to be a separator or delimiter here. Okay, we have a delimiter or our separated expression or our expression tool we're using, like a comma, space, or something. We use it to separate them. Then I can go here, press on Data Tools, and start pressing it here. As soon as I press, it says delimited or madam, and our delimiter is like the comma we have. Okay, great. I'll start by saying next. Hey, here it's asking if your delimiter is tab or semicolon, colon or space, or something else. Of course, I will remove them all except the comma. Why? Because I've set my delimiter or my expression or separator to be a comma. So I'll start by saying that the first with the comma is separated for Sam Computer Science in 25 years. I'll start by clicking here, finish, and I'll find it. It's separated Sam and the C here. Okay, Sam, is this applicable for one? We'll see now with a lot of data. So now we've learned about the things we need when dealing with text. Okay, I want you to pause the video now and go take a short break. Get something hot to drink, because now we're going to take a practical example of the things we studied together in today's video, but with a real example to start seeing the real data. It won't be a big example, just a small but real one, so we can see whether we truly understood or not, and how we will apply what we've understood to it. I'll see you after the break you take. Hello and welcome. Hello programmers after the break. Okay, we have data now. How are we going to use the things we learned in today's video to apply them to the data in front of us, so that after we apply them, this data becomes manageable for us, we can print it or report it, or regardless of how we might use it? Let's go. Let's say Bismillah. May God's peace be upon the Prophet, and let's see what we will do together. We took the first thing together at the beginning of the video, left and right. Okay, let's see here where we can use left and right. If I come here and tell you that we want to use left. So what exactly is the left function? It's to our left hand? Okay, let's look at the email. How can we use the left function? So it becomes something natural. I want to extract the name before the @ symbol, like user@example.com or user@gmail.com, or all of that. No, I want to print the first name, which is the username. So I'll start writing here. User. Okay, great. And I'll say that this is the username. Should we output it for all of them? How? This? How are we going to do it, Sama? Listen, guys, every time I tell you about a question, pause the video, write it down, see if you really understood from the beginning of this video. Can you apply it by yourselves or not? I know that the example I'll give you will have a few more things, and I intend to say it at the end of the video so that we've covered the important and basic things at the beginning and leave the slightly tricky things for the end so that we can better understand them. Okay, pause the video, do it. And again, Sam, how are we going to do it? I want to extract the first part, which is the username. Okay, let's think together. What do you rely on first? I need to do it. Of course, I'll use the left function. Great. Where will I have something like this? In this? Is that it? If we stop here, this for me is D2. So great, Sam, I've done left, and this is D2. So what do I need now? I need the name before what? So I can use find here to locate the @ symbol. Okay, we've used find. Sam, you're standing here at find, right? Okay, when I come to use left or right after I tell it I want here, how many characters should it take, right? So if I come here and tell it to use find and get me the number of the character right before it, then I can figure out the count for all of them. No, we're not getting it, Sam. So let's write this function together, step by step, to understand better. Where should I start? He writes here equals left, great, great, Sam, and then where do we want it? We want it here to have written D2 after D2, meaning look at what it wrote for me. The number of the character, I'm supposed to tell it I want to extract from the side. How many characters from the left? For how many characters? What's their number? Okay, how will I count this? I'm telling you, I need to use the find function. Do you know why, Sam? Use find to find the @ symbol, because if I find the @ symbol, I can tell it -1 and reach the position of the character before it. Okay, Sam, when you reach the character before it and know its position, it benefits you if it's number 10, then it adjusted all 10, so when I come to tell it to get.
So when I come to them to get them to get me the username, they say, sorry, we don't believe you. They feel like, what? Are you laughing at us? The difference? We'll try it together. If I come and write here, lovely, lovely, then I'll tell him, please search for the app. Okay? Okay, I'll start by telling it here to search for the X symbol. Okay, nice. He'll search for the ID. And then I'll start telling him, of course, he said nice things. And then please don't rush and do a find for at in the data. I want you to do -1. I don't want it to stop at the character before it. He said okay. Then I asked him, what will happen after he uses the find function to look for the at sign, and he brings me the character before it, the position before it, for example, 10. So I come here, left my hand here, get me the first 10, and it will bring me Ahmed Noor. Let's press enter. Ahmed Noor. So I was able to extract the email username from my side in a second. And if I come here and pull it, of course, these are the things we talked about together in the first video, which is an hour long, about the Excel stuff you need to know before coming to the advanced. It will also appear in front of you. Now the link again, because it's very important for you to have seen it. Okay, so I was able to extract all the usernames. Thank you. Okay, very nice. So what do you think if we do the part of at email.com? Okay, nice. How are we going to do it? Pause the video, write it down separately, and then come back. Okay, if we come here, look, this is my first port. This is called the username then. This is the separator sometimes, and then we call it the domain name. Okay, I want to come here and write domain, which is our name, which is the domain. Mim Fabia, Sama, we wrote it down, and it's okay. What else can we write? Who else should we add? Okay, did we write it? Sama. The domain name appeared to me. So after the domain name Sama, what do we need to do? I want to extract email.com, which is the part after what? The part after the separator. So what is this? How, Sama? I want the part to the right of the separator. No, you want the part to go from the right side? Okay, nice. This time we'll use the right. Let's write it step by step to understand it. Or maybe we can first think together about how we will do it. Very close to the previous one. I will also use find to locate the ats, but I won't say -1 to stop at the one before. What will you tell us, Sama? I'll tell him, do you see this is symbol? He'll say yes. I'll say to him, this is here, for example, 10. Let's assume it is because we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, I'm right. So this hospital is about 10. Okay, Sama, this is 10. If I say here this number 10, minus what? I did minus from its whole list. So this is, for example, all 15. I told her -10. How much will it give me? Will it give me 5, right? Which should make them move from the right. So what we need to do is what? We'll use the right function on our data. Then I'll tell it to subtract the position number of the at sign from the total length. Look, it's not difficult. Let's write it together and understand more. I'll start. I come to right here. Right. Okay, but you have written the right. The right of what? Of the data I gave it. Okay, nice Sama dot. He needs the number he wants to extract or separate it from the end from the right. Where will he get this number from? This number? He'll get it from the length, which is the total number of characters, then subtract or remove the position of the 8th symbol from it. So it gives me the count of characters in the end. Okay, let's start writing it. So the first thing I'll do, I need to use the function called we got to know, which is called len, which is related to length. And I'll tell him bring me the length of the data. He said, okay. I brought you the length of the data too. Thank you very much. Now remove the position or the place of the at, for example. Where is this at located? 101112, remove from it. He said, okay. So I'll start writing for him here. Find. He will say, okay, what do you want me to find? I'll tell him very simply, I want you to search for the 8th symbol for me. He said, all right. He asked me, where do you want me to look for it, Engineer Sama? I told him you'll search for it here in the data. He said, okay. After he searches, I'll close the first parenthesis of the find function, then the second parenthesis, and after that I'll press enter. I found that it extracted email.com for me, so I was able to extract it. And of course, I can apply it to all of them. For example, I want to make sure they're all like that. But of course I haven't done it yet. Okay, I want to make sure that they are all email.com. So I looked here in a second. We were able to do the username and domain name using right and left that we got to know in the video. Okay, let's start using the condition part together. So what do I want to do? And include with it also the and. So I want to say, I want you to check if the employee I have in the IT department and his salary is more than 5,000. Then tell me pass or not. Tell me, how can we write this file? Pause and write it down on a paper and come back to me. I'll start by writing here. For example, what's pass? So, does that mean these people will be pass, or the successful people, or those who will continue with me in the company? All right, so I want you to tell me, what should I start doing? What do we have here? We have two conditions, that they are in IT and their salary is more than 5,000. How will we write this? Didn't we take FS together? Yes, Sama, we took it. How will we start writing it? I have two conditions, and both of these conditions need to be fulfilled. Since there are two conditions, should we use or not, Sama? Of course, we'll use and. So I'll write it here as and. After the and, I want to tell him what are the two conditions. I want to tell him the first thing is to ensure that he is in the IT department. So someone comes and tells him here that the department, which is the CC1, must be equal. And I say equal, and I will open here, and we need to close this, and I will start. I will start here and tell him okay. This is my first condition, which is the CA. The second condition, Sama, is that his salary must be greater than 5,000. So I will come here to the salary and tell him it must be greater than 5,000. So if these two conditions are met, Sama, what do you need to do then? Honestly, if both conditions are met, then I have no excuse, and at that point, it will be a pass. Okay, that's great, Sama. I will start writing here for him. I will validate it, start, and write pass here. Alright, Sama, if it's not a pass, then I need something to stand by me. Can you check for me if both of these conditions are met? Is it a pass? So if they are not met, then what will show up for me is false. Is it true then? If it finds that none of these are met, it will then proceed to check the default value. Which is what, Sama? It's fail or film. So, what does it become? Here, the purpose of the true II set is to make sure that if none of the conditions I specified are met, it returns the default value, which is fail. Okay, I'll start pressing like this. He told me here fail, which means what? A failure? Okay, great. If I came here, or let's go before we check everything, I want to tell him to make the pass green or red or any other color to ensure I see it correctly. Okay, because look, if I come here and apply this to all of them, look, you'll feel like our eyes can't distinguish the first pass from the film. So if I have, for example, 1,000 data points, it will be very difficult for me. So I need to give it. Well, before we do this, I would like to. At the beginning, how will you do it, Sama? Who remembers? How were we doing it? In the video, as well, we used to go here to the Home tab. We would find something called conditional formatting. I would press highlight cell rule. And then say I want this value when it equals 2, and I would write pass here. When it is a post, I will make it red, for example, for a major issue. And I will start saying, okay, let's come here and do it. And pull it down. I found I had 3 passes and figured it out in a second. Why? Because I put the condition here as pass. That's very nice. We also found a condition and the and of or. Let's start to see together if I want to search for something, like searching for Egypt. What do I want to search for? I want to search if, for example, it's fixed. But of course, we took find. So it's like search. And we said, what is the difference between find and search? If you still remember, write it down in the comments, or even write it on a paper as a comment, and review the video by yourself, whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, what's the second thing we want to review? We want to remove the extras. There are extras, like in the attribute, there's extra space. Yes, here in the H, there's extra. Here in marketing, there's extra space. I'm not sure where else. I think that's it. So there's space. Or in sales here, there's also an increase. Okay, I want to remove it. I will start removing it. How? I will start coming here. I will start creating one called what? DB, which is, for example, an abbreviation for department, and then I will execute here on it. So I will start by saying equal. Trim, and then I will open it, and I will start choosing the HRD, and I will start pressing to get regular HR. I will start taking this and pulling it down to the end. I will start finding it here. It corrected everything else, sales here, marketing there, and so on. But what's the point here? The point we have here is that when it came here and removed the space, it removed the space. But it saw that these are 2 parts. Okay, why, Sama? Did that happen? This happened because, as we said, the trim removes spaces at the beginning and end of a word. What does that mean, Sama? We don't understand. Meaning, it's going to leave a space anyway. Number 1, the 1/2, because it removes all spaces at the beginning of your word and all spaces at the end. But it leaves us 1 space between words, which, by the way, we don't want. We want them to stick together. Those 2 HRs stick together. Actually, there's something we use, but it's not trim. It's something else that can remove all spaces at once, completely erasing any existing spaces. I hope you will search for it, please, so we can see it together in the upcoming videos. God willing, if anyone knows it, write it now in the comments, and we'll take a video next time, God willing, and I'll tell you about it. I hope in every video, I leave a part for searching to develop your search skills, which are very important. Very, very, very important. And if you're not good at it, it will affect you in your future work. Nice summer. That's regarding the trim we used. And we also found in this example that there could be an issue, which is that spaces in the middle won't be removed. All right, nice summer. What else? We have here in the names. If we look, we'll find them here. Ahmed, Sarah, Omar. Some are capitalized and some are small. No, I want the first letter to be capitalized. So I'll come here and do it. The first won't name me then. All right, you'll name it first. That's the first name for me. Or just call it first name, no problem. But I want to differentiate for you between the two on the surface. And here I want to make sure all names are capitalized. So we start using equal from the start. All right, then I'll start by taking Mr. Ahmed and press enter. I'll find Ahmed is capitalized and I'll start implementing it for all of them. Nice summer. So that's for the proper function. Okay, let's start looking together at duplicates and how we'll handle them. We've said that dear share duplicate, I start by specifying what I want to remove from. So I'll start from here at the beginning of Miss Mona. Okay, no problem. And I was going to start specifying, and I'll start after I've specified, we want to remove duplicate. Where do I remove it from? Did you say from the data? We'll go to something called data tools. We'll find remove duplicate. I'll start pressing it. It's telling me to remove things here.
الفيرست واللاست والديبارت والإيميل والسيرف
In all of them, so I'll start saying okay here. We found them. I'll start saying okay. So it removed the duplicated items from all of them, as you can see. We removed the duplicated items. They were 14. And we removed the 6 duplicated. Nice, Sama. What else besides the 6? Oh, we see here I have some blank things, right? All right. I want the same idea. I want to remove these blank items from here. We learned how to do it. Excuse me, one moment. Nice. All right. So how did we do it, right? Yes, Sama. You showed us how we come here after we select it. We choose the filter. It starts filtering. My principle is to click on any one of them. Then I'll say to remove the selected marks from all and hold the blank, please. And say okay. It brought me here. This light has the blank and brought the blank here. The blank is only in one, which is number 8. Is this the one with the filter? All right, is this the only one with it? Do I want to delete it? So I'll right click to delete it. Or should I go back? To find out why this data is incomplete and start completing it depending on what you want to do in your work. If you want to complete the data, complete it. For example, me, what would I do? No, I'll delete it. I don't want anything audited to be duplicated. So it will start removing the items I have. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you about now is the part about flash fill that we studied before together. All right, nice. Let's start seeing together again. I want to remove the filter. Let's begin writing here. Where's the flash? Where did I type it? Right away. Flash. Nice. Okay, this. Let's say I want to print the first letters from this name. The first 2 letters. So I'll start writing here. It's not practical, but not coming to mind. The idea is that we can do it specifically. With flash in the sphere, we can have this name written together, and I can separate them individually. All right, nice. I'll start writing here. I'll leave it nice, and I'll stand here. Of course, the same idea as the data tool. I'll find flash fill here, and if I click on it, I'll find here the same criteria as above. With this, today's video is finished. We've learned together about things we use with text, like what we'll do, how we'll remove, how we'll use write, and what we've used. And we'll separate the username from the domain. And we've learned about find and the difference between find and search. I hope today's video was simple, easy, and that you liked it. I hope the example at the end was useful to you. Please write your opinion in the comments. Should we continue having a sale at the end of upcoming videos? Should it serve as a recap for the first part of the video or not? Also, send me your thoughts. I want to know your opinion. God willing, I'll see you in the next video in good health. If you liked the video, Don't forget to like and comment again. This helps the video reach a larger audience on social media. Share it with anyone interested in programming education. Do you want to learn programming in a simple and easy way? See you in the next video in great health and safety.